Hello everyone, thanks for joining. Please write in chat. Can you hear me? Can you see me? And we will start. Oh, okay. Very nice. Hello, one more time. My name is Dmitriy Lavrov. If you don't know me, I am a professional trader. I am a strategy developer. I am the founder of Trade Unity, the platform where we share knowledge and experience how to trade properly in the financial markets. And today we have just another stream, market overviews. Today um, I decided to talk about crypto only because during the past week and today we have we had interesting movements and we need to talk about them. We need to talk about fundamental analysis and technical analysis. We will need to talk about possible trading opportunities and what should we do with these current market conditions. The main topic for today it will be Bitcoin, as it is the main market for crypto. Also, it will be possible to look at in other crypto markets too, if you will write them in chat. So if you have something to ask, if you have interest in markets from your point of view, let's discuss them. Just write in the chat, and I will make also just quick market overview for your favorite markets. About Bitcoin. What should I say? First of all, to my mind, in the December of 2018, I made my first stream about crypto. It was something like crypto, the past, the present, the future, where I shared ideas about Bitcoin and about crypto markets based on that market conditions, talk about some possible drivers which could push crypto upwards and change bearish trends into bullish. And the main idea was the previous bullish cycle. Let's say it was based on activity of traders, community, crypto community, and companies which were created just based on this hype. I'm talking about 2017, when everyone talks about crypto. When Bitcoin and other crypto markets reached historical highs, we got just reversal, which was also supported by fundamental news, negative fundamental news from different regions, and we had let's say the great fall during 2018. This fall changed the place again, and a lot of people left crypto based on different reasons. Some of them lost all money, some of them lost their interest. So the community. It looks like now it's better. So we talk about just the previous upward movement, the bullish cycle, and the bearish cycle. It was the period when we had to think about new drivers which could support the market, which could reverse the market, and start a new bullish cycle. From my point of view, in that time and still now, I think the same. New bullish cycle can be supported mainly by institutional money, institutional traders, institutional companies. And from this point of view, such events like launching any platforms which will allow institutional companies, institutional traders start trading in Bitcoin, it's just the most important thing. Because if we talk about people who stay with crypto, who still believe in crypto, they don't have power, they don't have volume to push the market upward because of, again, different reasons. Some of them lost a lot of money, some of them lost interest, and the community became less in numbers. It's just not like a feeling. It is this fact can be confirmed by falling in interest to crypto based on Google search, based on traffic to the websites about crypto trading, crypto project, and so on. So the most important thing was when we get platforms, different types of platforms, which will allow institutional companies start trading crypto. In our case, Bitcoin. As we have Bitcoin futures, we should expect that the main focus of institutional traders will be on Bitcoin mainly. So during the previous week, we got just one news. Fidelity will offer cryptocurrency trading within a few weeks. We had Backed and we have Fidelity platforms which were going to start the activity, and nobody knows exactly when it would be. So on the one hand, it could be a strong news, but knowing nothing about exact period of time when it will be, and bug delayed several times. So on the one hand, these news were strong. On the other hand, the market didn't know just more details when it will be. But when we got this news with just, let's say, exactly periods of time when it can be, within a few weeks, so just a close future, and this kind of news could be just a good reason for changing demand and supply ratio, and push a lot of people start buying Bitcoin. So such type of news mainly can change the demand and increase demand. So if we have a market with increasing demand, it means the price will go upward. I wrote a post about this type of news, and if you follow me on TradingView, you must know that I wrote a lot of time about that. The market, the Bitcoin made a good upward movement, and it must be corrected. The possible correction zone should be about 5,000, 4,000, and based on technical analysis, we could expect such movement. But when we got news about Fidelity and possible launching a new platform and possible increasing in demand, we had to change our plans, because it is logical. We got a new part of news, solid news, which could change the market behavior, and which could change plans of a great number of traders, investors, and we had to take into consideration this news. So, in spite of 6,000 level, was a really strong resistance zone, which came to us from the past as a strong support. I also added that for breaking this zone, we must have solid reasons. Such type of news about starting a new platform, it can be like such kind of news. So what we have after this? After this, price broke this strong resistance zone without any just attempts to bounce, and moved much higher than we should or can expect. So there is a question. We have technical analysis which told us about possible reversal and correction, and we had fundamental analysis and strong bullish news. So how to trade based on these two types of analysis? In this case, we need to just put all signals for technical analysis and all signals from fundamental analysis, and compare the weight of every type of signals. Yes, from technical point of view, every market, when we have trend market movements, markets move the direction, the wave in the direction of trend and correction movement, the wave in the direction of the main trend and correction movement. From technical point of view, the price made a good upward movement. It was after breaking the resistance zone from 4,200. The price made upward movement. We got several strong reversal signals based on technical analysis, like bearish divergence. We got RSI in the overbought zone. From this point of view also, the market looked overbought, and it was really logical to correct the previous movement, and also the price was not far from strong resistance zone based on the daily time frame, and the same goes about weekly chart, where this zone was supported by simple moving average 100 period. So we had strong reasons, strong signals thinking about possible correction. But when we have a strong fundamental news for the market, which is not far from the bottom, which has some potential to growth and maybe attempt to reach the previous historical highs, and the news are really strong, any type of news like just new money will come, new players will come, and so on. We have to focus now on fundamental analysis. So from this point of view, if you followed fundamental analysis, and if you are just a long-term trader, just your priority to focus on fundamental analysis. From this point of view, you could just open trades based on this news, when this news was released, and just stay with long position. As you can see now, this strategy and this plan could be workable and profitable. So what about the price movement which we got today? And if you look at the chart, we have such amazing bullish candle one more time, which comes from after a bearish one. So first of all, we could see that price likes to move between round numbers levels, because they are important round number levels, not only for crypto, for different markets. They are psychology important levels, and markets see these levels, and we can use them for placing targets or for placing stop orders. From this point of view, we had to mark 7,000 level as a resistance level, one more resistance level. We have 7,400 level, which is also a resistance one based on the previous performance. You can see this swing high, which we could use for drawing. Also, we could add one more level, just based on this local swing high, based on this falling when the price dropped and bounced from something, and this something, it can be the level like 7,500. So we can also mark this level, and let's say we have a zone between 7,000 and 7,400, which can be also used as a resistance zone, and we could expect the bouncing from this zone also, because the price broke the strong resistance zone, which is 6,000 level. We got a good upward movement one more time, and this resistance zone could be again logical from technical point of view, like a zone which can stop market and reverse. Yesterday I looked at this chart, and I saw this bearish candle, and it was the first signal telling us that yes, price reached the resistance zone and starting bouncing. This bearish candle confirmed that the price bounces. At the same time, we got confirmation from RSI indicator, which reached one more time overbought zone, and the line of RSI reversed. So from this point of view, also we got confirmation that the price is going to bounce. If we look at MACD, now it confirms further upward movement, but yesterday we could say that lines climbed too high, and from these zones, MACD lines and also histogram will be able to give good confirmation of possible downward movement. So everything was good, but today, probably today, and based on another news, we got another bullish candle. So let's look at this. We talked about BACT, and I expected that BACT would be a good driver for starting a new bullish cycle. But probably it was Fidelity with its platform. It doesn't matter. For us, the main thing is we have strong fundamental support for the markets, and this news can be used for supporting the uptrend and developing the uptrend. Again, if this plan works, we will get increase in demand in the future, and the market will continue moving to the previous resistance levels at higher levels. Which one we will look a little bit later. But now the fact is, we have two news about platforms which will allow institutional traders with a lot of money take part in crypto trading. As based on this news, or I don't know, maybe without this news, but we have the market which also continues the upward movement and breaks this resistance zone, which was confirmed yesterday. So the question is, what should we do? The current market conditions and the current market movement, it is the best sign, probably the best sign for making stupid mistakes. if let's say we have two possible variants. The first variant is you are, let's say, educated trader. You know technical analysis, you know fundamental analysis, and you use previous signals which technical analysis provided us in the past and opened long position in the right places. Let's mark these right places where you had to buy. Not now, but when you had to buy. If we talk about the rules of proper trading, it is very important. We could buy based on bullish divergence. Let's say in the December, based on this bouncing from 3000 level, it could be our first buy signal in a bearish market when everyone talk about falling to low to 1000 level or maybe even lower. So everyone talked about selling. And if we talk about smart trading, when everyone start talking about selling, it's time to buy. The same goes about buying. When we had market at 20,000 level, everyone talk about buying. Everyone talk about 30,000 levels, 50,000 levels, 100,000 levels. So everyone talk only about buying. That period could be used for selling. And you can see how the market dropped from that highs. So the first signal could be done based on bullish divergence. If you skipped this buy opportunity, the next signal for buying could be used, let's say, based on a breakout above simple moving average with 100 period. This moving average is important as a trend line for, let's say, for the long-term trends. If price breaks this line, it means we have a trend reversal. If we have a trend reversal, so it's time to close your short position and open long position. So your possible entry levels could be based on this breakout. You could buy above 4,000, you could buy above this swing high, or you can buy based on pullback and reversal from a combination of simple moving averages which acted like support lines and trend lines. Also, we got a new swing lower, which was higher than the previous one. We got new swing highs, this one, let's say. We could use these swing highs and swing lows, combination of them, like additional confirmation that we have bullish market now and a beginning of a new uptrend. Because we have the uptrend when we have higher highs, higher lows. When we have bearish trend, when we have lower highs and lower lows. So from this point of view, based on these highs and lows, we have the uptrend. So it was the second time and the third time when you could buy. Price, we have 1, 2, 3 swing highs, which also showed us there is a resistance zone. This resistance zone, we could draw it based on two levels, between two levels, 4,000 and 4,200. We could also buy based on a breakout of this resistance zone. So the entry level could be above 4,300, 200. This bullish candle could open us just in other trades, and they were good and logical if we talk about trading based on technical analysis in the long run. If you also skip these opportunities, another variant could be buying based on breakout of these simple moving averages with 200 period. It's just the most solid, and if you use these moving averages like the main trend line, probably you could use this line for breakout signals and buying based on these breakout signals. It gave us another buy opportunity. Also, if you use only trend lines like signal lines confirming the downtrend when the price is below this trend line, so we have bearish trend. If price breaks this level, we have bullish trend. So if you use only technical analysis tools like lines, you could buy based on the breakout above this downtrend line and the resistance zones also. So another points for buying. And that's all. When markets moved higher, this zone, it just buying based on, let's say, it is a good example of buying at tops. Market made the upward movement, and if you skipped all these, let's say, 4 or 5 opportunities, buy signals based on different signals. So buying here, it was a wrong idea. If we talk about rules of proper trading, if we talk about money management rules, if we talk about logic, this zone was not good for buying. Market continued the upward movement, and again, buying based on this breakout, it's not a good idea if we talk about long-term trading, because the most interesting and the most profitable, let's say like this, zones for buying, they must be after correction in the bullish trend, after correction based on the reversal signal. So market moved upwards, corrected, reversed, and this zone for buying. If we talk about this setup, we should expect, and it was the best idea to wait for a correction, reversal from a possible support zone based on support levels at 4,000, 4,200, this support zone based on reversals from moving averages like 100, 200. So we talk about buying based below 5,000. But the market didn't give us such opportunity. So if you start buying right now, if you just started buying based on the breakout of above 6,000 level, you have an amazing chances to buy the market on the top. After that, the market can correct it because of different reasons, because of maybe some news which will make it clear when Fidelity will start this platform, will launch this platform, when BACT will be launched, and, or maybe BACT won't get licensed. So any sort of news, something like this, it can again change the demand. Again, the market will be just in the position when nobody knows about just the nearest future, and it can be a reason for traders, especially for smart traders, to start fixing the profit, and they will start selling Bitcoin, and it will push the market to the previous levels, support levels. So if you buy right now, if you buy just not far from the current prices, you have a lot of chances, good chances to get correction, and you will stay with long position with big with possible big drawdown, especially if you use leverage for trading based on these levels. You have amazing chances to lose all your money. So that's why when we talk about trading, it's very important to do proper things in trading. If you focus only on making money, it means it's just the question of time when you lose everything. Because any markets, trading in any markets, in traditional, encrypted, means when you open a position, you get a part of risk. If we talk about risk, we must focus on risk, because only in long run trading will be able to prove that you are a good trader or not. If you can protect your deposit capital in long run, it means you will be able to survive in this financial world, and you will be able to continue trading. If you try to, and if you focus only on making a lot of money and making fast money, all in, all out, using leverage, something like this, it's just the question of time when you make one mistake or maybe two mistakes, and you will have nothing on your balance. And what should you do with it? I think you will be a little bit disappointed, at least. So that's why, from this point of view, it's very important to do the right things. Only the right trading, the proper trading, will be able to help you make money in the long run, to protect your deposit and to protect your profit. If we buy based on the current levels, we will need to place our stop orders below the important levels and lines, support lines and support levels, which will protect us and allow us to exit from a long position if the markets, based on different reasons, continues or starts a new bearish trend. So this type of stop orders should be placed, if we use simple moving averages, let's say not far from 4,000 level. So buying here, you make your stop loss size very huge, and you have if you follow the proper money management with such huge stop loss, you need to invest a small part of your capital. But buying based on reversals, you can make your stop loss size as small as possible and invest more money, just in order to match your criteria of what part of capital you can risk in this exact trade. So if you open trades based on these buy signals, now you must be in good profit, and you have variants what to do. You can fix the part of profit because the market made a good upward movement. You can leave the rest for higher targets. You can exit from all your long position. It depends on you. But you have variance, and it is good. If you skipped all these buy opportunities and you decided to buy right now, well, I should say you have to think twice how smart this decision will be. Again, I'm sharing with you my ideas, and it's not a financial advice. I just try to explain you that we have possible variants and what we can do based on the current market conditions. From this point of view, it's very important to think about your strategy and your personal plan. Because if we look at the daily time frame, I can tell you exactly we missed all buy signals, and now we can do nothing because the market is overbought too much. Buying right now, it is a very let's say stupid idea. Let's be honest with each other. If you focus on long-term trading, let's say if you are ready to hold Bitcoin for maybe months, years, it's another story. And for this, it's time to look on the higher time frames, because the higher time frames will give us just additional information and a little bit just better picture for traders who skipped the previous buy signals. Let me explain why. Again, if we talk about Bitcoin, and if we talk about the best buy signals, they were from based on the reversals from 200 periods simple moving average, which acted like a strong support line. We could buy here, we could buy based on another reversal from this line. So these two zones and these two buy signals, they were perfect one for buying and holding for higher targets. If you miss this opportunity, there is just one more possible variant to buy based on this breakout. There is just, let's say, such type of strategies when you use several moving averages with different periods. You can add more volume based on breakout above simple moving averages with shorter periods of time. Here is a good example. When the price bounced from simple moving averages with a long period, price broke above simple moving average with 100 period, and it gave just additional confirmation that the market is going to move higher. It continues the uptrend, and we got strong confirmation from this. MACD lines, MACD histogram supports this upward movement. If we look at RSI, the line reach the overbought zone, but still the line moves upward, and it can be used like additional confirmation that the price will continue the upward movement. You can see the previous pattern when we got also RSI in the overbought zone, and but the market continued the upward movement to the historical highs, and RSI also supported this upward movement. So the same can be in this case. We have DMI indicator which confirms us. We have, first of all, trend market conditions, as DMI line is above the signal line 20 or 25 if you use it. We have ADX line moving upwards, and it is a confirmation that bulls and buyers, they have power, they have strength to push market higher. So it's possible to add some position, some volume, trade volume, based on this breakout. I will mark this candle. It is a weekly candle, but again, if you how to make mistake, how to make one more mistake. If you use this weekly candle and use it for short-term trading, of course you will fail. Or you will win, but it will depend on how lucky you are. When we talk about trading, how lucky you are and relying on how lucky you are, it's not the best variant, because you must have a plan and you must follow the plan. And this plan must be supported by signals, it must be supported by your knowledge, by your experience, and you must do proper things. So we use weekly chart for long-term trading, and this breakout signal can be just used like an additional signal confirming the further upward movement in the long run. If you don't have any position, it can be like a reason to start building your long position for the long run. It means what? Buying here, for example, 5% from your capital. If market continue the upward movement, it will be good, you will have some profit. If market start correcting to this level, something like this, you will have opportunity to add another 5% of your capital, another, and so on. So until the market continues the bullish trend, you will have different positions, small position of your capital, based on different levels. So if market moves lower, you will use this opportunity for additional buying. If market continues the upward movement, you will be able to get some profit. Yes, it will be smaller than just buying here, adding here, and here, but still it will be profit. But buying here, investing all your capital, it means again, it is just one of possible mistakes. investing here with leverage, it means you have great chances to lose all your money. So only based on the weekly time frame it's possible to think about buying if you skipped the previous signals. If we talk about the daily time frame, buying now it's not the best idea at all. It's better to wait for a correction movement. If we talk about the correction movement, which can be just the question of time when it will be, we need to focus on support lines and levels which will stop the falling, the correction movement, and provide us reversal signals. When we talk about this type of lines and levels, first of all, we need to take into consideration the previous 6,000 level. Now it will act like a strong support line, so this one. We will need to take into consideration, let's say, a combination of 5,000 level and support and simple moving averages lines like 100 period and 200 periods, which will move every day closer to this 5,000 level, and they will form a support zone where the price also can be stopped and reversed. So at least these two support zones, about 6,000 level and about 5,000 level and simple moving averages. These levels and these zones can be used for buying if the market corrects the upward movement and drops to these zones. Buying from these zones will be logical because the market made the upward movement, this upward movement was corrected, and now we have a reversal signal, confirmed reversal signals for buying. Again, it's not a financial advice, it's just idea how we can trade, just one of variant. You need to think about your personal plan, and you need to just try to build your personal plan which you will follow. So in your plan there must be exact zones for buying, what type of how much money you will invest at these zones, what if the market will continue falling, what should you do in this situation, where you will add, where you will add more volume, where you exit from your long position, what you should do if the price continue the movement upwards without you. So this trading plan must include all replies on these questions. We talk about when to buy and how to buy based on the weekly time frame and based on the daily time frame. If we talk about our charts, so from this point of view, from these time frames, again we don't have signals. We don't have good signals because prices are too high from possible buy levels. Just one more advice how we can understand that price moved too far from good entry levels. You can use simple moving averages, which give you the average price and the higher price or the lower price from this average price, average line. It means more chances to get correction. If we talk about for our time frame, the best zones for buying, it can be combination of these simple moving averages. It depends on where the price will reverses and providers confirmed reversal signals. But you can see the difference. The market is here and the best zone is for buying is here. So if you buy based on the current prices, it means you have this huge space for the falling, and you make your stop order really huge because stop orders must be placed below these moving averages. So if you buy here, you make a new mistake. if you buy here, it will be, even the trade will be closed by stop order and the market continue falling. Buying from this zone, it will be a correct trade, and this good trade will be closed by stop order. So all these things just will confirm that you made everything correctly. Even it is lost trade, you made everything correctly, and in the long run, it will help you to protect your deposit and make profits in the long run. If you worry about stop trades, it's better to get lucky win than planned stop. I should say that it's better to get planned stop than lucky win, because in the long run, in the long distance, all your lucky wins will lead you to wrong trading, wrong money management, and again, as a result, the question of time when you blow up all your money. So if we talk about 4-hour time frame, the price must correct this good upward movement. Now it's not a good idea to buy. Another question is, if the markets continue the upward movement now or after correction, where we should expect, where we can or where we should place our stop orders. Again, we talk about the upward movement. We talk about the upward movement where the market continues this. We have this bullish candle, which tells us also about the strength of bulls. At the same time, we need to take into consideration that RSI is in the overbought zone, and it's just a question of time when the market starts correcting the upward movement. Again, the best zone for correcting will start not far from important resistance levels. These resistance levels are, we talk about one level like one resistance zone based on 7,000 and 7,400 levels. But again, we need to take into consideration the level 8,000, as it is the nearest resistance level based on round numbers. So we can mark it like this. Price can bounce from this level and start correcting. If the price will break this resistance zone, the next one, it's not so strong, but it can be used like the additional level based on this. Let me draw it better. Based on this swing high, based on this swing high. So the main level here will be 8,000 and 8,500. It can be used like additional level. These local swing highs, they will be shown on 4-hour and hour time frames, so we can use it also, this level, and combine it in the resistance zone. Just another resistance zone can be between 8,000 and 8,500. If price breaks this resistance, the next level will be 10,000. 10,000, let's say it will be also a very strong resistance level. It will be like it is like 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, very solid resistance and support levels. We could see how the price acts at this zone in the past, in order just to get additional confirmation that this round number level is important for the market. We can see its price bounce from after falling. From here, it was the support zone based on this level and the simple moving average. Also, after breaking, the price moved above it. It was, we can say, it was something like a false breakout, or just breakout where the market couldn't develop the upward movement. So anyway, after falling, the price reached this level one more time. When the price dropped below this level, there were attempts to break this level and start the upward movement and the uptrend in the past. These attempts were also the market failed, and we can see based on this, based on price action at this level, that 10,000 is a really solid resistance zone. If we talk about possible reversal zones, we have now the first resistance zone based on not far from 8,000 level. If the price can break this zone, the next one should be at 10,000. But to tell you the truth, just looking at the price movement which we got, that this movement was supported by fundamental news. I don't want to expect the breakout. Because it will just confirm that there are too many people knowing nothing about proper trading and just the simplest rules of proper trading in the financial markets. At the same time, the breakout and a huge upward movement, it can lead to just the same structure which we had in the past, which pushed the market to the historical highs. Do you remember what we talk about here and which news were? Yes, there were news about like the market continue to the moon, new highs and blah blah blah, something like this. But at the same time, here from traditional markets experts especially, we got news that crypto is a new bubble, and such upward movement, strong upward movement without any support from fundamental reasons, without these fundamental reasons, it could give us, it gave us, or yes, we can say now it was a bubble, because the price wasn't supported by anything. After huge spike upward and strong upward movement and fast upward movement, the market dropped a lot. So for all crypto markets and for Bitcoin and for altcoins, it will be much better if this bullish trend will be developed maybe slower, maybe not so without such strong upward movements, but this movement will be stable with correction, where the price will changes will be supported by fundamental factors. It will be much better for everyone, and I think if institutional traders and companies will join to Bitcoin trading, we will get the market with less volatility and more logical price movements, as there will be a lot of professional traders and professional companies investing in Bitcoin. So from this point of view, I would like to say that the current zone, or if the price will break it, 10,000 zone, they will be just a good resistance zones which can stop the market and reverse the market and push it to the correction movement. So correction movement, just remind you, will lead us to possible reversal signals from support zones about 6,000 level and 5,000 level, and combination of these simple moving averages. So you know what to do if the price will bounce, start correcting, and provide us reversal signals. So we talked about Bitcoin. As we have another altcoins, just I will look at them quickly, and I will read your questions and comments from the chat. So the second coin, the second market, which we should which we can hold in our portfolio, trading portfolio, it is Ethereum. And again, the price we had, I draw this downtrend line. I posted a market overview for these markets, and I posted exact buy signals for these markets for our premium community and in Trade Unity. So the idea was to buy based on this breakout. So the downtrend line confirmed the correction. So if price breaks this downtrend line, it means we have a new bullish signal confirming the upward movement. It's time to buy. Price moved upward, reached 200 level, which is also important resistance level and resistance zone, which also includes 190 level. So we have the resistance zone. Now we have the same situation with attempts to break above this resistance zone. Buying here, it's not a good idea, again, because the best buy signal came from this breakout. If you want to take part in this market and catch a new upward movement, it's better, of course, to wait the correction, because correction will provide us better entry levels, less stop size, and more space for the profit. This market also will depend how Bitcoin will act during the further several days, weeks, and if Bitcoin starts correction, I'm sure, not completely sure, but at 90% I'm sure that Ethereum will continue Bitcoin's movement, and we see correction to also possible support zones. These support zones can be like this 160 level. It will be supported by a simple moving average with a 50 period. Price can also drop to the main support lines and levels lower, but still these two zones can be considered like possible zones for providing buy signals. If we talk about, let's say, Litecoin, I also provided a signal to my mind. We have the same structure where we could use the downtrend line for confirmation that correction is over. These breakouts could be used for buying. The same goes about possible resistance zone. It is based on the round number 100. The price reached this zone. Even we have some free space, we can say that the price reached and can reverse from 100 zone. So buying here, it's not a good idea because the price is too far from good entry levels. If the market corrects this upward movement, we should expect the reversal signals from this support zone based on 75, 70 support levels. Or if the market continues falling, it will be the best zone for buying based on reversal signals. Based on this uptrend line, simple moving average 200 and probably the zone between simple moving averages with average with 100. So these two zones can be used for buying again after correction. If we talk about Dash, I also posted Dash signal with exact entry levels for our community. It can be also, it uses the same pattern. We got the upward movement, the correction, the breakout confirming the upward movement, and the continuation of the further upward movement after correction, after breakouts, and the second bouncing from simple moving averages 50, which acts like the support line. And again, the market continues movement. 140, it is a possible resistance level where the price can bounce and drop to the previous support lines and levels, like this uptrend line. It can be about 100 level. Also, a very good zone for buying if price breaks this local uptrend line. 100 level, which is a round number, simple moving averages 200, 100 can be a good support zone for reversal signals and buying based on these reversals. One more thing I would like to draw your attention. You can see what I would like to expect from Bitcoin, and why the Bitcoin movement now looks like former and not logical. Dash, Ethereum, Litecoin, these markets made upward movement and they corrected this movement. We got good correction, and these reversals could be used for buying after corrections. They're the best time for buying. Bitcoin didn't make the such deep correction and just continue their further upward movement. And from this point of view, if we talk about just let's imagine that in crypto there are no correlation. So different markets moves in different directions, but not follow Bitcoin. This market, Dash, Ethereum, Litecoin, these markets are much more stable if compared with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin looks like very overbought, and this market looks good after correction. They can continue developing the uptrends. I just talk with you about the markets which were interesting for me, and where I provided exact buy signals for our community. Now I hope to get some questions from the chat. Maybe if you want to add something, just let's do it. I don't know. Let's start. I will start from the beginning. Just the most interesting question about from Mohammed about alts. I provided some information about altcoins, the most interesting from my point of view. If we talk from another guy, just a comment that all manipulation from Bitfinex guys. It can be like just one more reason, but if we talk about fundamental support, we have some ideas that we have news which support the market. If we talk about manipulation, we don't have just solid proofs which can confirm this manipulation. I remind you that maybe several months ago I posted my ideas and tried to prove it that crypto is a manipulated market. It was the post which made everyone crazy in TradingView, and a lot of people blame me that I understand nothing and all my arguments means nothing. Crypto is the best market and so on. But I provided arguments and provides screenshots confirming strange upward movement without any reasons, and in some time the huge falling without also any reasons. This behavior, which were very typical for any pumpers and dumpers who moves markets based on their needs, it looks like this. But now we have news, and we have the reaction of this on this news. In the long run, crypto looks bullish because the crypto dropped a lot. We got bouncing from bottom. We have now we got several different from different instruments, from indicators, from technical analysis tools, confirmation that we have a new bullish trend. Bullish trend was confirmed. And now we have signals from fundamental analysis confirming these upward movements. Even they looks like rather strange because market didn't correct the upward movement which we have, or the bullish candles are too high and strong. It can be like just a reaction on this news, but I don't see any manipulation in this news now. So I'm not sure that it's a good idea to talk about manipulation now. I don't mean that crypto is not manipulated market. I have in TradeUnity we make a course about crypto trading. You can get more details in the description. Where during the previous session I talked about crypto markets, just the general ideas, and I talked that crypto is the perfect market for manipulation. Because of different reasons, but this time this price movement it doesn't look like a manipulated movement. And again, they are pumping Bitcoin. I believe it's rather simple. It's easy to pump shitcoins, even if you don't have a lot of money. It's possible to maybe pump and change price for some altcoins. But when we talk about Bitcoin, even it is very small market. If we talk about crypto markets, still you need a lot of money. Of course, from this point of view, crypto exchanges can have such money. But the reasons for pumping Bitcoin now, and which goals they try to reach, and how they will hold the price if they don't have fundamental support. So there are many questions. So just one more questions. Yes, highly manipulated markets. Yes, if you don't like it, I can advise you stock trading. The perfect place for manual trading and for huge profits also. Why did everything drops against Bitcoin, and when can we expect them to go up against Bitcoin? Also, in the post, I just shared with you the idea that it can be like this. I can't guarantee that it will be, but from just let's say from logical just point of view, from this point of view, it is logical that Bitcoin can be the most interesting market during the upward movement. We have Bitcoin futures. We have Bitcoin, which is the main market for institutional traders. It means that money will come into Bitcoin, and if someone start buying something, it pushes price higher. If we have Bitcoin, where different traders and different companies, institutional companies, invest money and push market higher, you as a trader, would you like to join or not? If you want to make money, you will be glad to join to this movement just in order to make profit. You have altcoins, you have Ethereum, you have Litecoin or other altcoins. So what should you do? You need to start selling these shitcoins, altcoins, and buy Bitcoin. If you sell altcoins, they start falling. So if there are many people do this, it can be like one of possible model in crypto. When there is Bitcoin, there are good and positive news for Bitcoin, and money flow moves from altcoins to Bitcoin in order to take part in this upward movement. It's okay to see such movements. Bitcoin moves upwards, altcoins moves sideways or falls. It's okay. When we have just the whole news, positive news about crypto, just the whole news, it can be possible to see, like we saw many times in the past, Bitcoin moves upward, altcoins move upward, because there are positive news for crypto, just like the whole space. So where is the logic? Where is the logic? I try to put, we should follow the logic. Even the market is manipulated, even the prices are unpredictable, such some price movements. But again, following the logic, it is the best way. We talk about trading in the long run. If you want just to buy something, make profit and run away, probably trading it's not for you, because it's better for you. You just try to test how lucky you are. If you want to do this, it's better to go to casino, and you will get benefits, or if you lose everything, much faster. Just during maybe several minutes or several hours, you will be able to become rich, or you will be able to start working hard, trying to get more money for a new attempt. When we talk about trading, it's a marathon, and we have to build our work based on long-term plans and perspectives, and only long-term trading with a good plan, a good trading strategy, good money management strategy will allow you to make profit. Only this way. There are no other ways, just believe me. As a variant, you can try it by yourself, and after losing money, you will remember my words, and you will believe in these words, because these words were proved not only by my personal experience, by thousands of other traders. I also didn't believe in such words, and I tried to test everything by myself. Believe me, there are a lot of variants to blow up capital, and trying to rely on how lucky you are, this combination, is just one of possible variants to lose all deposits. When so about other markets, what about Bitcoin Cash? Bitcoin Cash is my favorite market. I shared my ideas about it all the time, and the main idea from me is why we need this coin, for what? This question follows me since launching this coin, and I still don't understand for what we need Bitcoin Cash. For what? For which reasons? It dropped a lot, yes, but it's just the type of coins which doesn't have solid fundamental support for further growing. It can move upward, it can move downward, but when we talk about Bitcoin, we can understand that yes, it is solid market, it is the most important market in crypto. There is interest from institutional traders, from community, and so on. What about Bitcoin? From my point of view, just after making these spikes to 4,000 in 2017 year, it is really perfect for manipulation. It is really unstable market, and I think it's just useless market. If it is useless market, it means why you need to hold it in your portfolio, for what? But if you want to see just technical analysis, yes, the price broke the trend lines. If we talk about moving averages as trend lines, it gave us confirmation of the trend reversal, and now we can talk about the bullish trend. But how stable it will be, how long it will be, just another question, and it's rather difficult to trend, and it's rather dangerous to trade markets which don't have logic and fundamental support. From this point of view, Bitcoin Cash is the most useless market. All prices of USD are higher because of the effect of BTC price, but for example, Ethereum BTC is short. Again, if we talk about how to understand the value of coin, we need to compare it with something stable and something real, and the changes in price will show us the direction. This coin becomes more expensive or it becomes cheaper. Using fiat money, it is the best way to understand that this coin increases in price, and it became more and more expensive, and it means we need to buy. If coin drops against fiat money, it means the coin becomes cheaper and it's time to sell. When we talk about coin pairs, we need to compare. We make comparing much more complicated. We need to compare the value of Bitcoin, which will be also correlated with fiat money, and the value of Ethereum, which will be also correlated with fiat money. And the speed of changes in prices and in value in these two pairs will show us the direction of Ethereum against BTC in this pair. Why we need to make the trading such more complicated? For what? For which reasons? I am a fan of trading coins against fiat money and as a variant against USDT stable coins, but not against coins. Just maybe just 2 years ago I just tried to trade some new coins against BTC, but I didn't like this. About this year, negative news not affecting BTC price, like the recent Binance hack did nothing on price. Why is that? Yes, when I got this news about Binance hacking, I expected the falling, because just like one of negative news which acted against the whole crypto. And also I shared or I talked during the previous live stream market overviews that India is going to ban crypto trading, and it is just the second negative news also, and the markets didn't react on this news. So I can explain it like this. We have stronger bullish news which support the market, and also from technical point of view we have support for bullish market. these negative bearish news are not so strong, and that's why if we can just compare the weight and the value of these two type of news, bullish news are more stronger, and that's why it can be just the reason why market stayed at that levels, didn't drop, and continue the upward movement, getting another positive news from BACT and Fidelity. About Atom, let's look at this. Let's look at this coin. I tell you, I don't follow it. Just let's try to look at this market using Kraken exchange. So if we talk about this price and if we talk about this market, again, if it is a new market, technical analysis is not the best tool for using, because we don't have solid data. I hope it is because of this market is new. We have such movement, and if we use technical analysis, it means nothing. Just only that probably this is a new swing lower, which is higher than the previous one, and probably we will get the uptrend, and we will need to follow this line. So buying in the long run can be interesting decision. But again, if we talk about new markets which don't have long history like Bitcoin, altcoins, just maybe less than 1 year, it's better to focus on fundamental analysis and talk about the project from such point of view, how what potential it has and how it can be fulfilled. If you believe in Atom, if you think that the project will be developed and it will provide something interesting, of course the price will be moved upward, as it will change the demand, and it will increase demand, and the price will be higher for this coin in some time. Based on fundamental news and based on this analysis, it's better to use, it's better to invest. But again, if we talk about investing in shitcoins, it's better to invest a very small part of capital, because shitcoins are very manipulated markets. They are very unpredictable markets. They are high volatility markets. They are very risky markets, and so on. Proper money management is the best choice and must have. Money management, exact plan when to exit, because we have a lot of feedback from I get feedback from my followers from TradingView. We have feedback from our members in Trade Unity, where people ask what to do with a huge portfolio of different shitcoins, where these markets were added without any logic, without any plan. When you invest in crypto, you must understand why you do this, for what you do, for what you need to buy, why you buy this coin. What should you do if price continues the movement in your direction? You must have exact plan. What should you do if the market continues the movement against you? You must have exact plan what to do, and you must follow this plan. So if we talk about this market, it looks like bullish because of this swing high only, but this possible reversal can be supported in any other indicators, and if Bitcoin continues falling, start correction after this upward movement, probably this market will follow, as falling in the main market can push other markets to follow it also. we talk about this market. Another question about to my mind, I don't remember. To my mind, we talk about Monero. The price, again, if we here we can use technical analysis because we have some historical data and we can use indicators. We have the levels from the past performance, and we can use this information for predicting. This market, I would like to say, this market just can start the upward movement, but it doesn't look solid. I would like to say that the market started the upward movement. We got higher highs, higher lows. The price dropped, broke just one of signal trend lines, and this breakout can be used like a confirmation for trend reversal, but price dropped below the uptrend line, another one, and it can give us a signal about trend reversal, and this time about bullish trend reversal. After that, the price moved sideways, and now I would like to say about it can be like a continuation of the sideways movement, or the falling, or starting a new downtrend. It can be like this. If markets break this downtrend line, we can expect for sideways movement, just in such borders like this support line, this resistance line, between these lines, and breaking above this high, and this simple moving average is 200, it will confirm the continuation of the uptrend. But also the price can follow this downtrend line, which we have, and if market broke this support line, it will give us additional confirmation for the further fall. This market doesn't look interesting for trading, at least now, because everything can be changed during the several days. But now this market doesn't look solid for trading. Yes, yes, I understand that Bitcoin Cash wanted to enable lower fears with bigger block sizes. But okay, we talk about crypto enthusiasts who focus on technical sides, less fears, faster, something like this. And crypto enthusiasts take into consideration these facts, like criteria which can help to pick strong markets and weak markets for buying, for investing. When we talk about big players, when we talk about institutional players, for them it doesn't matter how much fears we have and the difference between Bitcoin sending and Bitcoin Cash. Really, there is another important thing: how reliable market is. What about the reputation for this market? What about liquidity for these markets? And these things are the most important one, because they will invest a lot of money. They must be sure that they invest in the market which can be traded, which can be used from technical aspects, like you buy something for fixing profit, you need to sell something, to sell these coins in order to fix the profit. If the market is very small and you invested millions, you won't be able to exit, and it means you won't be able to fix profit, and it means you waste your time. If you invest in the market which is not solid, which doesn't have reputation, so you have much higher risk that it can be dropped, or it can be moved upward. So they won't have opportunities to make profit. From this point of view, they don't want to get additional risk. That's why Bitcoin looks like the most important market, because it is the oldest one. It has a good and strong reputation. It has liquidity. From all these aspects, Bitcoin is the best choice for big players, for institutional players, and it doesn't matter fears, technology, something like this. Do you think we are halfway from the moon, or not yet? Where is the moon? Let me ask you this question. Because when we talk about the moon, we need to think about possible top. Where is the potential of this market will be fulfilled, and we won't have any reasons for further upward movement. Based on the news which we have now, just positive news, and positive news that institutional traders can join to this trading, I think the market at least try to reach the previous highs, at least. Especially Bitcoin, especially altcoins. How successful it will be, we will see, because now it's very difficult to say. I don't trust any advisors, any experts who tell that crypto will be 50,000 level, 100,000 level in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. There will be too many factors which can push the market higher, or which can push market lower, or which can destroy the market at all. Just for example, if you say United States bans crypto, which price we will get? If European Union will ban crypto, which price we will get? What if these countries just support this crypto trading, crypto market? It will be another model and another type of movements. Combination of different news will push market in different variants, and that's why just talking about the long run, it's very difficult to predict, and this prediction will be please tell me what type of weather we will have in 5 years. I'm not sure this information will be useful for you. So what? So I guess you don't have any more questions, and we spent 1 hour and a half again talking about crypto. Well, I would like to say following. We try to talk about possible market movements, and again, the main focus we should put on Bitcoin, as it is the main market for crypto, for the crypto market, for the whole crypto world. We talked about possible fundamental news which support the market, and we talk about possible resistance zone which can stop this upward movement and push the markets into correction movement, and we talk about possible buying zones. Again, all this information is just my ideas only. You shouldn't use it like financial advices, because only you can be responsible for your personal trading, and it's better to make your personal research. And you need to prepare your personal plan for trading crypto. Just remind you one more time. We talked about some altcoins, and from my point of view, altcoins look more interesting, with more potential to for further growing. But the thing is, altcoins follow Bitcoin. So again, the main focus should be on Bitcoin. Buying now, it looks like not a good idea because of different reasons. The prices are too far from good entry levels. Buying now will make stop sizes much bigger, and the space for making profit less. It's better to wait for correction and buy based on reversal signals based on different time frames. Only the weekly time frame for Bitcoin can be used just for buying in the long run, for years maybe. So I hope this stream gave you something interesting, some maybe new ideas, better understanding how to trade crypto. I will be very grateful if you support my work here by your likes. I will be very grateful if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I try to make streams every week. The next stream will be Ask Me Anything, any question about trading. It will be, I plan to make it this Wednesday here on our YouTube channel. Subscribe, press the bell in order to get notification in time, and in the description you can find more details about our Discord channel where you can join it. It is absolutely free, and we provide 2 courses for free. You can read more details about crypto trading course, which I try to make. If you are interested, you are welcome. And any question, any suggestions, please write in comments. I will be glad to provide you more ideas, more replies, any feedback. I will be very grateful for this. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice evening, have a nice week and profitable week. See you next time. Thanks for taking part in this stream. Bye bye.